All right. Hello, Jonas. Thank you for
Hello.
coming in again. We want to go through a couple of tips and tricks on process maps. We have heard some requests from our customers, and we learned that, sometimes there are workarounds and tips and tricks that really help you doing your job. And we will go through a couple of those. I have made a list of 5 points, and we will go through
Very good.
those step by step. Number one is, how can I format smart notes in a way that they, are in alignment with my corporate design, because the way they look, out of the box, they are possibly not, as beautiful as you would like them to be. So
Yeah.
can we go through that aspect, please?
Yes, thank you, Lars, for the introduction. So I will just show you shortly how you can do this. I already prepared a new process map, which is empty. And we now want to have a look at smart nodes. So just for the introduction, smart nodes are predefined building blocks, which will display metadata of real M-Files objects. So we take, for example, this person here, drop it onto the canvas by holding Control. And here we have the quick choice menu where you can select smart nodes. So we select this one.
All right. Well, that's a super powerful smart node that shows pretty much everything we have. So the metadata, the picture, and related objects. Okay. Well, okay. And if I don't like that gray,
exactly.
I hate gray. I don't like gray at all. Gray sky. Who wants gray sky? I want blue sky.
Yeah. So this design, I mean, it fits for most use cases, I think. But you also are completely free to design the smart nodes in any way you want.
Oh, so you just select the smart node and use the colors, period. So it's no properties menu deep down where you do that. So you just take the smart node and format it right away.
Exactly. So you just select it with a left click, and then you have your toolbar over here, and the formatting options are available now. So I will just select line format, which of course formats the outer line of the smart node, and I will just select maybe light gray. And also, as you can see, the corners over here are just really rounded. And of course, this doesn't fit for everyone. So you also just have to click over here, corner, and here you can change the setting from rounded to angular.
Okay, or vice versa. So if
Yeah,
vice versa.
exactly.
Okay, all right.
And as you can see, now they are nice and pointy. And also the gray, as you said, doesn't suit everyone. So now we want to.
I want a super light blue, please.
Super light blue.
Yeah, super light blue, so that it.
Yeah. So we have lots of predefined colors over here.
Okay. Oh, that's too dark for me.
Yeah, that doesn't look right. So
how about some transparency to make it lighter?
Sounds good. So again, I will select light blue over here. And now I can also select transparency.
There you are. Okay, now it's lighter. Okay, good.
And now you can just completely customize it.
So we had the line formatting, we had the transparency, we had the background colors. You could possibly even use shading in case you want to. So, okay, you can do all the fancy things. And in case you don't want anything, so I don't want the icon, I don't want any of that stuff. I am working on, let's say, a light gray background, and I just put the things on top. So I could format the background, let's say, in a light gray.
You can just go over here to properties and set it to
light gray. And now I want it in white. Just I don't want anything to disturb me.
So the background.
Yeah, what is blue now shall be like white.
So we just select the smart node again. And
okay.
And also,
okay, now we have transparency, so we have a light gray rather than a white, right? Okay, I get it. All right, let's look at another scenario. The question was about conditional formatting of in a KPI-like manner. For example, if you drag a view onto the desktop, you get the count, the number of objects in that view, and based on the number of objects in the view, I want to color the element red, green, yellow, whatever.
So you just want to color it dynamically, and I can tell you it's really easy to do.
Okay.
So we will just have a look at this view tree over here, and at our accounting view, for example, and we just put a view onto the canvas, and then it will be displayed like this. You have your name over here, and also the view count, as you mentioned. Now we want to format it, so it's a little bit more bigger, a little bit more appealing. For this to do, we first have to select limit height over here.
Switch that on, so it when
we switch it on, and now we are free to move or to make the box bigger. And next step is we have our item count over here, which is under the box. We don't want this. Of course, we want it inside the box. So we have to select label format and click bottom align.
Okay.
Which is now centered. Yeah.
All right, let's make that number larger, and then let's rock and roll and do some dynamics here.
Of course, so we make it bold, select as font size, maybe 18.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's well enough. Okay, now how do we do conditions here?
To define conditions for an object of your view, or even or for views in general, you have to select at first the view, then switch to the properties tab. And here you have your value section under here. And now we want to create a new value for the shape itself. So we select create new value, and here you have this dialog. And here you can select your metadata according to which the object shall change. It's item count predefined for views, which is also really useful. Now we select fill color. And now we have this conditional tab where you can define conditions according to which your object shall change. So here, for example, we say if we have above 10 objects, for example, the view shall become green.
Okay. There's a stop symbol, a stop condition, and you have to click that one to make sure that only that. Okay, you take that out. Okay.
So we will just click apply over here, and I don't want to do this for every color we want to define, but this is like the basic procedure where you can add also more colors, of course. But I will just click add over here, and now you can see it is green. But we have prepared a more sophisticated example over here in the storage section, where you can just store certain templates, or also like conditional values like over here. So we have this one, it's called KPIs. We will just bring it onto the canvas, and we just have a quick look at the properties. It's almost identical to this one.
Okay, but you defined more of those conditions. Okay. Okay, green, orange, red, and white.
So this is our
those are our faces. Based on different numbers. So it says 20 and 30 and 10. Okay, I get it. Okay, now let's add that to the canvas and throw some other views onto it just to see that
how it changed.
Okay.
So at first we will have a look at archiving.
So that gives us green. Okay.
So there are only very few elements in there. The next one is invoice recording and processing.
Okay, well, that gives us 27 objects. Okay, it gives us
which is an orange. And verification and approval. There are many objects inside there.
Okay, well, it gives
so you just have to be careful. You know, it's red. And
but I can easily do this with the workflow statuses and derive them in the tree of views and just use those aspects for conditional formatting. Okay,
you can also do this for every other view, of course. So you just define it once, put it inside your storage, and then you can just duplicate it.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, that was a good example, I'm just looking at our set of requested features. There is one thing called inline and outline formatting.
Mhm.
Can you tell us more about the differences of the two, and well, what are typical problems that occur if you don't know the difference of inline and outline formatting? I think we've prepared this example, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is just to show you, this is our home map of the demo vault, where you have certain elements that highlight if you hover over them, because they indicate that you can jump to different maps to show different aspects. So as you can see, I hover over it and then
Turns yellow.
it turns yellow. So this is a nice indicator, but this one also has a jump, but it doesn't highlight.
Ah, okay. Well, and when that happens, well, you have to call us and find out. No, that's why we do the tips and tricks session. So
Yeah.
what happened here? Why is the
So
jump not highlighted?
So the thing is, this one, as you mentioned earlier, is actually, it's a different format. So it's inline formatted, not outline formatted.
Okay, let's go into design and
Yeah,
see the
we'll
differences.
have to look at it. So now we have opened our home map, and we had a look at this one over here.
So when you select the rectangle, you see that there is a command behind.
Yeah, so we just switch to the properties tab.
Yeah, and
click
there's
commands.
the jump. Yeah, okay.
And as you can see,
So
so this is not the issue over here. If we select job aids, you can see
same thing. Okay.
same thing. But this one does highlights, and this one doesn't. So the difference is that we changed the font of this object
by double clicking, possibly.
by double clicking.
Ah, there we go. Okay, okay? Let's double click the object. Right.
So we
let's make this select the whole thing. Let's say and make it white, just to see.
So you mean like
yeah, just or yeah, format it into, let's say, into a different color.
So let's make it green.
Okay, that's green. Green on blue. I like that one. Yeah. Okay. So now we have done some inline formatting to the text.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'll just show you, because I switched on the commands over here. You can see this one still works.
Oh, you're using the test mode?
Yeah, I'm using the test mode. So
okay.
this enable command icon over here. And this one doesn't work.
Oh, now it has the same strange behavior.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is because we used this editor.
But I can just double click and change the text. That's allowed.
That's still allowed, yeah.
Okay.
So we now just basically destroyed our highlight because we use the inline formatting feature.
How do I get rid of inline formatting then?
So to get rid of it, you just have to select the object and go to your toolbar, select font format, and under this color palette, you have this icon.
Ah, okay. It says custom.
Yeah, next to this custom, but this is
referring to that. Okay.
But now we want to click.
Okay, so this is like a drop with X out. Okay, so that means take away the inline formatting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So it will just, if I hit it, and it will just display as plain
So
text.
all of the inline formatting, like even the box and the auto hide, all of those are taken away.
Yeah. So now it's just back to basics.
And now I can work with that. I could select it and rearrange it size-wise, and it will do the highlighting again, right?
Yeah. So we just did this. Test. Hit the test mode again.
Okay,
and now you can see the highlight.
Okay, let's do the same with the first one here.
So just switch off the command mode, go to font format, and hit reset. So now if I switch it back on, you can see we have a highlight.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you can't use any formats if you still want to have the highlights. For doing so, you can't use this inline text editor, so you can't just hit double clicking the object.
Well, it's the problem is that the color
Mhm.
of the inline text format is kind of overruling the
Yeah.
highlighting mechanism that comes from the outside.
Yeah, it just overrules everything. So by doing so, you just have to select the object, switch to the toolbar over here again, this already familiar font format button, and say.
But could I still, for example, underline just one word in there? Is that allowed? Give it a try.
Yeah.
Just to see, because that would prove the point, right? We want to just underline the first word.
So let's take process.
Yeah. So you can still have highlighting and formatting. It still does the job.
Yeah.
But it's the color attribute
so we
that
want to
causes the
change
problem.
color, of course.
Okay, I get it.
And this overrides everything. So it doesn't matter if you even make it bold or something. So this has no effect. But you can still use this color palette over here to color your text.
Now that's outline formatting. So it's coming from the outside.
Yeah, and it doesn't override anything.
Okay.
So according to do it right, you have to select the label itself, which is now inside of our object. And now you can hit font format and select a different color, for example, red.
Okay.
Now it's red. And we can
test the highlighting again.
Test the highlighting.
Okay,
So
it still reacts.
Yeah, it still reacts.
Okay, good. All right, well, that was this question. And then there was a tip, I think, that we heard from some of our customers, that it is, yeah, a wise idea to use the command dialog sometimes in the opposite direction, right? Let's create a command for a rectangle or something, and
we'll just hit the rectangle button and just draw a plain rectangle over here. So it doesn't have anything, no metadata.
Yeah. And now let's create a command.
Create a new command.
And now this dialog has kind of a series. It starts with the icon, then you decide about the trigger and the actions, and then the target of what shall happen. And customers say, why don't you use this dialog in the opposite way? So you work from the backwards. So you first select your target, right? So you
now have to decide if you want to link an object, an anchor of the map, a specific view or an URL.
And by doing that, it automatically reduces the number of options in the upper select boxes. So if I go, for example, for view, it shows the tree of views, right? And the action is reduced to show. And that's about it, because views are shown, right? You cannot edit them.
So
okay.
The only action that doesn't.
And if I switch to object, it offers different set of commands over there.
Kind of overwhelming, because you just have so many options here. You can view it, edit it, open it, and also this list is really long. But if you want to create a new command, you really should keep in mind.
Start with the target.
Yeah. So you, of course, know what you want to link, and then select the action over here.
Okay, good. Well, I think those were good tips and tricks. Anything else you wanted to add, or something that we have heard is complicated for people to understand right away?
I think another interesting topic would be, how can I get impulse objects linked to a specific shape?
Okay.
Because by default, we just
when I take
a rectangle again.
Yeah, well, when I take an object, you just show that when you press the control key, you can select, what it does look like, right?
Yeah. So, for
But
example,
when you throw it onto the canvas, okay.
Yeah.
But if you throw it onto that rectangle, that should behave differently.
So, of course, if I draw something like this, I would expect the object to link to the shape.
It doesn't
but it
do
doesn't.
that. Okay, now it goes by the methodology. And
so this is kind of the default option now. But I want to create the object looking like this, and just have maybe the metadata command and also dynamically show the name.
Yeah.
So the trick is, you also have to switch to the properties of the object, go to general.
Of the shape in this case, yeah, okay. And
and also have
accept drop, it says.
This option turned on.
And now the rectangle accepts a drop.
Yeah.
So you take that element and throw it onto there. And now, now it
So it can be-
becomes an object with the name or title and the icon.
Yeah,
And
it
it also
doesn't
created a command.
doesn't use the methodology anymore, but you still have all the benefits of the metadata and different commands.
Okay, I get that. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Mhm.
Good. So that was accept drop, and if you just draw a rectangle, if I assume it would be kind of a lane, you could make it a container as well. So
yeah, this is also not a problem. So we'll just go down
Yeah.
here, select rectangle again,
Mhm.
and just draw this kind of a lane.
I want to throw something into there.
So
But I
save
don't
there.
want the rectangle to, let's use the same person or the account director and throw it onto there.
Director.
That's the way we want to live it. But when you move the rectangle, these are two still separate objects, right? So
Yeah.
they don't know
So
anything of
they
each other.
don't have any common behaviors. But if you want to do this is also no problem. You just select the rectangle, hit right click, and then you have this context menu and this point of behavior at the bottom.
And
here
they
you
say
can
it's
hit-
container.
It's a container.
Okay. And that means when I throw something into there,
For example,
it
the
turns
illustrator.
blue. Okay, it says I'm accepting that. And now when you move the rectangle, both are moved because it's kind of grouped into the.
And you're still completely free to move this one.
Okay.
And maybe even hit.
So this is what you would, for example, use as a lane object if the methodology.
If you don't want to use BPMN, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For example, in this case, this is an EPC that does not have lanes in there, so you could work with lanes in EPC.
Just fine.
All right. Okay. Well, I think that was it. We had 6 little tips and tricks for you to convey. I hope you
a little bit.
Yeah, and we will do this again. Thank you, Jonas. And well, we will repeat another session in a month or two. Thank you.